our off-season check-in with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, we haven't talked to you in quite some time. Obviously an eventful week for you, but I guess we'll start kind of back since we've seen you. You were against the Texans and then dealing with some injuries. So physically, how are you right now?
Feel good, recovering, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, it's been a crazy year, I guess, for everybody, but especially just me injury-wise. So, yeah, unfortunate, had to miss some time, but I'm feeling better finally. So that was a rough stretch for a few weeks, but got the surgery. I'm a little over 3 weeks out from it now and recovering, and I'll get out of this thing in a few more weeks. So I'll be back soon, so I'm happy about that.
The season obviously didn't go the way anybody wanted this year. Was it tough for you to watch, obviously being hurt the back end of the year and kind of seeing what the team was struggling with?
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously it's hard to watch because you feel helpless, like you can't do anything, you can't help, not able to play. And then especially knowing after that Texans game, knowing that, my season's over too is a weird feeling. Before that, it was like maybe I'm able to come back. Hopefully I'm able to come back and help the team. So I'm doing everything I can to rehab and stay involved. But then when your season's over, it's kind of tough to watch everything and just be kind of standing there. So that was tough, and obviously we had our struggles too when I was out there on the field too at the beginning of the season. So I think the whole year was challenging, just frustrating. It seems like we can never get in a rhythm, and definitely didn't go the way we all thought it would, and if you would have asked us in training camp or in the, in spring. So it was frustrating. I think through these seasons like that, you learn a lot, and you can't let it be a waste. You have to learn from it. So I think we're all going to do that.
Obviously a bottom line business, not a ton of wins this season. So Doug Peterson was let go at the end of the year, and now kind of a new coaching search coming. What was your immediate reaction to that, and what did you kind of take away from your time working with Doug?
I'm very, very grateful, very appreciative of Coach Peterson. As far as just the stability that he brought here at a crazy time, I remember obviously my rookie year was crazy. Just the, instability that was here and the chaos of that season. And obviously we didn't have a good year. And to see kind of the culture change and the consistency come in when Coach came in and just that steady voice for us. So I think it's good. It's hard now, I'm sure, for others, fans and other people to see the way this year went was disappointing for all of us. And it's not the standard here, and we all understand that. But for what he did, I'm very grateful, and what he did for this team. And we had some great moments together. And I saw him before he left, and I've been texting him, talking to him, and very grateful for him. And he helped me a lot. He helped me regain a bunch of my confidence in my second year when I had a rough rookie year, and started my second year pretty rough too, and was able to rally and finish that season strong. And I give Coach a lot of credit for that, and just to being that steady voice and having confidence in me. So I'm very grateful for him. Obviously, like you said, it's a results-oriented business, and it's unfortunate the way everything went down. And I'm always wishing Coach the best of luck. I got a good relationship with him, and very grateful for him.
I think some of your teammates talking earlier this week said, obviously, Coach, there'll be a new coach in here, but a lot of it's on the players too, right? You guys take part in this. You're all a part of this. What have you taken some time to think about in terms of yourself? How do you individually want to be better for the team?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just being healthy. It's been disappointing the way the last 2 years have gone, and obviously I only missed a game last year from injuries, but I had a lot of injuries that I felt like were difficult at times to be myself and to just play free and to make the plays that I normally can make. So I think that's one thing, is being healthy. Then obviously this year I missed a lot of time for it. So being on the field in the position I'm in, franchise quarterback, the leader, you got to be available and you got to be out there. And I think that's obviously the main priority for me. And there's some things that you can't always control. It's kind of like the concussion deal. Like that was a tough one to control, and there's not everything that you can't avoid every hit. I'll put it that way. So but there are some times scrambling, being smart, throwing the ball away, and limiting some hits that I think I can do just to make sure I am available. So it's kind of a balancing act. You want to play free and you want to make the plays and do everything you can to help the team win, but you also got to be healthy for the full season. So I want to do that. I do feel like I've made a lot of improvements in my game every year that I wanted to improve, but now that piece of just different from this year, being healthy all 17 games and going into the postseason, that's my main goal. The other little things as far as the game within the game, my footwork, accuracy, those are all things that I'm going to work on this offseason, like always, and continue to get better, but just want to stay healthy.
The coaching search has already begun. They're putting out a list of people they want to interview. When you think about your new head coach, what do you want to see in that person? Do you want to be involved in that process? What would you like to see in a coach?
Yeah, I think being involved in the process that's a tough question. I mean, at the end of the day, that's not my job. I think my experience the past 4 years, I've had 2 coaches. I've worked with a lot of different coaches and seen a lot of different things, and so there's obviously I have some opinions on all that, but I never want to overstep and try to do more than what my job is. My job is to be the best quarterback and leader I can for this team to win games. So if my opinion is wanted or needed in those areas, of course I'd be willing to give it, and those are conversations obviously that me and Mr. Kahn or Trent will have. So that's stuff where when my opinion's asked, it's given, and I think I have a great relationship with them. So I feel good about that process. But as far as just what I'm looking for, I think just a great leader, someone that'll, again, which I felt like Coach attempted to do, especially our first couple of years, was set that culture and have that identity, and just being a tough team. I feel like we need to kind of get back to some of that, and for whatever reason this past season, I felt like we lost some of that. And we had a lot of adversity, injuries, and a bunch of close games, one-score losses. But to get back to that just gritty, tough team, sticks together, I feel like we need to get back to some of that. So, I think that's the biggest thing. And obviously, there's a lot of different ways you could go as far as offensive coach, defensive coach. I mean, obviously, I'm biased. I'm an offensive guy, so I would love to have a young offensive coach that can have our system and we can build on it for years to come. But whoever it ends up being, just a great leader that can really rally the team around them, guys that'll go out there and put everything on the line for them. I think that's obviously something you're looking for, and whether that's an offensive or defensive guy, just the best leader for our team.
Offensively, obviously, next year, Brian Thomas Jr. kind of shining in the back half of the season. How excited are you to work with him going forward and just seeing his growth?
So excited. I mean, this is a bright spot for our team. As hard as the year was and disappointing, I mean, that was not the case with Brian. So to have BT just play how he did down the stretch, to stay healthy, especially when it felt like the last month of the season, we're just feeding him. And it's, one, to see him stay healthy, make the plays that he made, continue to shine with all the other stuff going on and not having success as a team, that's impressive. And then especially at the end of the year when everybody knows what we're doing. We're throwing him the ball, and of course other guys impacted the game too, but everybody knows that he became our main focal point and target for our offense. So to do that with that pressure and the defense knowing exactly what you're doing, I think it makes it even more impressive. And just, I think it was great for him to get that confidence as the year went on, becoming that receiver that really can always impact the game. It doesn't matter what you do, the defense can't dictate his impact. So I think that's something that we're going to build on for years to come. I'm excited just to grow with him and get to play more with him. I only got 9 games with him, which is disappointing. So I'm excited to be able to play a full season with him, to continue to build in the off season, and I'm excited for him to get a little bit of a break in the off season, because that transition from college to NFL is tough, and it's a long year, and to see how he handled that too, just he's very mature. So the sky's the limit for him, and I'm excited we have him.
So a lot happening with the team this week, but big news for you too. Your first-time dad, Shae came this week. So you and Marissa, how's everything going? What's that transition been like for you?
It's been great. It's pretty surreal, having a daughter, and obviously our first kid. So it's pretty amazing, and just got to give props to Marissa. I mean, she's unbelievable. Seeing the whole process and labor and delivery and everything, you definitely see your wife, significant other, whatever the situation is for others, in a different way. So to see her go through all that, and she's tough. So I think that part was amazing in and of itself. And then of course having Shae now, having our daughter, and just holding her, and it's a pretty surreal feeling, holding your daughter, and like, I'm responsible for this for this human that we have now. It's amazing. She's adorable. She's a sweet baby, and we're glad we have her home with us, and definitely puts things into perspective. As hard as this year's been, and the challenges that we've had, that is the ultimate perspective check, and she's been awesome, and excited just to have her.
And she may have the best hair in the family already.
She does. She has a full head of hair.
Absolutely.
So no, she's awesome.
All right, Trevor, thanks for checking in. We'll see you later in the off season.
Awesome. Thanks, Kai.